Now, government sources have told Times Now that the progress of the trial will put the ISI in the dock and will force Pakistan to explain the ISI's role. Now, Headley's testimony has definitely confirmed what India has known for a very, very long time. In fact, let me go across to Nikunj Garg with more details on this story. Nikunj, India very much banking on this testimony that has been given by David Coleman Headley, actually highlighting that it is really ISI's involvement in 2611. Okay, we'll go across to Nikunj Garg in just a short moment from now. Meanwhile, Maruf still is with us. Maruf, Government of India, you were in fact pointing on the fact that what is the Government of India's reaction. This is what we are learning now. The government is heavily banking on the testimony of David Coleman Headley, actually saying that this is what the country has been saying all along, that the ISI is definitely involved in 2611.
Well, I have my doubts if the government can do any more than it has shown the will to do. It has been clearly playing to the gallery every time some information like this comes out. Government sources in New Delhi turned around and say that we are waiting for the Headley trial, and even the indictment that comes against the ISI at the Headley trial is, not going to change things dramatically unless Dr. Manmohan Singh and his government speak in a unanimous voice against Pakistan as the home of terror, and as some US senators have begun to refer to it as Terroristan. Unless they were to actually pin down Pakistan and make it known that now there is the time to turn the corner. The tragedy is the same Mr. Prime Minister Jilani that Dr. Manmohan Singh has been pinning his hopes on and initiated 2 or 3 sets of meetings, whether it was the fiasco at Sharm el-Sheikh, it was the meeting at Thimphu which initiated in the hope that there'd be better relations, and then you had then Foreign Minister Qureshi turning around and dismissing the whole talks process as a farce unless Kashmir is solved. And then after that you have the cricket diplomacy. All this is going to indicate that Manmohan Singh either has a personal agenda or is so wedded to peace that he can't see that peace is not around the corner. Unfortunately, as far as Pakistan is concerned, it is very clear that Pakistan can't abandon its anti-India stance. Mr. Jilani not only doesn't matter, but Mr. Jilani has ended up being a spokesperson for GHQ Rawalpindi when he defended the ISI and the Pakistan army after the Abbottabad raid, and turning around and saying that they are very much the most important arm of the state of Pakistan. Unfortunately, the people of Pakistan now are also getting disillusioned by the by the lack of impregnability that the armed forces are unable to provide to Pakistan. First it was the Abbottabad raid, now the raid at Karachi and the naval base, and people are really going to be asking in Pakistan more and more that what are the armed forces for if they can't protect us? The single most important responsibility of the military in any country, in any democracy or any system is to protect its citizens. If the military cannot guarantee that, it is no good. And clearly, the Pakistan military is falling well short of that mark. So as far as talks with Jilani is concerned, right, I think it's an absolute delusion to expect that we are going to get anything from a man who stands up for the ISI publicly and points fingers at everybody after the Abbottabad raid. And the same very ISI is very clearly now, it is established once again, has been behind the attacks on 2611. Something we've been saying, but sadly not forcefully enough.